So Chad, from what you said earlier, it sounds like you have about 50 years of intake studies. Haven't you about got it figured out by now?
Yeah, that's a great question, Kevin, and one we often ask ourselves. But, you know, as things evolve and the industry evolves, we need to continue that research. And with over 1,600 ingredients and ingredient combination studies done, we feel we have a pretty good handle and understand intake modification and intake and what affects intake of cattle as well as anybody in the industry. But we can't quit there. We need to mitigate the risk of relying too much on one individual ingredient or a combination of ingredients. So as pricing changes, supply changes, availability of ingredients change, we need to understand how those interact and those combinations work together so we can make those substitutions if necessary. And Kelly alluded to sustained nutrition, and one thing we know and one thing we're committed to is that these intake modifying ingredients also need to provide a nutritional component to their diet. So whether it be energy, protein, or mineral, they need to do something besides just modify that intake. So that research continues.
Have anything to add, Kelly?
Yeah, one thing we got to remember is ingredients are always changing in the feedstuffs we're having to put in feed, right? And so, you know, you think about corn. The protein in corn has dropped over the last decade, and so we're always having to reevaluate that. The other thing is byproducts that are out there today, you know, from the ethanol industry and the sweetener industries, their nutrient profiles are changing constantly, and also their mineral profiles, and those can actually affect animal intake and how cattle consume feed. And so we're always evaluating that stuff. We've got a large database, but we have to continue to do that because the genetics of plants are changing and also the process of ingredients are changing.
Great insight to begin. Now, if you'd like more information about cattle nutrition, Purina, or any of our discussion topics today, you can visit the website cattle.purinamills.com.